Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is TheSparrowsJourney, and this is ABZU. What is ABZU? It's a game made by Giant Squid, very appropriate, I would say, and developed by 505 Games. ABZU is, in its very essence, a diving simulator. It's a game that looks beautiful and it sounds beautiful as well. It delivers an experience like I've never had before in any other game, and that's what I'm looking for in a game when I play it. Admittedly, it's not a game for everyone, so you might hate it or you might love it. There's no in between. I strongly recommend you to use a gamepad, but because, you know, Sparrow is Sparrow and he doesn't have one, I'm always playing with a keyboard and mouse. Let's continue. Press something to dive. Because I'm using a keyboard, I'll use my right click to dive. Now, the controls in this game are fairly simple when it comes to keyboard and mouse. I didn't have many troubles. To swim, I'll use my right click and hold it. If I press my left click, I'll accelerate for a little moment like this, and I can do a combo if I press it 3 times to swim faster. If I stop, I just keep floating like this. Now I press my A and D to go to the sides. I press W and S to go up or down. At this moment, I'm pressing W to go up. Some people might want it reversed. With my space key, I activate this, which is pretty much your interact key, your interaction key in other games. With my middle mouse click, I can also do this. For no good reason other than maybe go up and do this, which is a pretty nice detail in the game. So this is ABZU. Ladies and gentlemen, I would assume this is the guy we are controlling. That's his name, ABZU. And we have no idea who he is. We have no idea what world this is, and I like these kind of things. I like games that tell you the story as you go, as you play it more and more. Also, with my shift key, I can do something that you are about to see on this little fishy over here. If I do that, eventually, I will be able to ride the fish. Look at how beautiful the game actually is. I'll try and not swim too fast for now so that you can check the surroundings and the look of the game. Now, what exactly do you do in ABZU? That's very simple. Or ABZU. I have no idea how to call this name. Correct me if I'm wrong. In this game, you have simple tasks like exploration, like clicking on small puzzle challenges, and have things like this, which is discovering species in the world, in the sea. If I now press my interact key, will find a hawk's bill sea turtle. I've now unlocked these kind of animals. On the other side, if I'm not mistaken, there was another one. So let's swim over there while you check out the aesthetics of the game, which are undoubtedly one of the best I've ever played. This game is using the Unreal Engine, and I'll say one thing. Normally, I can smell the Unreal Engine miles away. What I mean with this is, and now we just unlocked the trumpet fish. For people that are really big fans of, you know, fishes and the species underwater, they should really find this game with very interest. I can smell the Unreal Engine miles away, mostly because a lot of the Unreal Engine, or a lot of the games that are made with the Unreal Engine, are very similar when it comes to graphics. They have very similar assets or textures or looks. It's not the same thing with this game. This game has a very unique, its own art style, and I really love that. This little robot that I just helped over there is gonna follow us now. So let's continue over there and unlock a second tool. I call them tools because that's what they are useful for, but they are these sort of companions that will help you throughout your adventure. Because that wall over there that you see with coral, or whatever that seems to be, you cannot pass those, and you can only pass these if you have a little robot like these two to help you out. So now that we have pretty much done everything in this section, let's move on to the next one. That's how basically the game works. It's not an open world per se. It's a open small world, if you can call it that, with small sections that you can unlock more and more if you know, keep doing the puzzles. Now the puzzles themselves are not too complicated, and that's a shark. At this point, I would probably shit my pants, my outfit, my underwater outfit, and I would most likely go up to the surface, which you can at any given moment. But there's not much to do over there. You don't see anything, and you cannot do anything up here. There's a little bit of land over there. Maybe eventually there's room for secrets and stuff that I'm not aware of. There's certainly potential for that. But I have not found out anything to do in the surface, other than when you need to absolutely go there for a puzzle. Now, normally, there's a pattern in the game, and it's fairly similar one to the other. You start in a place, you unlock the passages that you have over there, doors or chains or whatever, and then you reach something like this, which seems to be a metaphor to saving species on the sea that are about to be extinct. Basically, what you are doing over here is unlocking more fish into the sea. You are unlocking more species that will fill the environment where you are at. So I'm gonna swim straight over there. This seems to be a very dreamy place, and it seems that our little ABZU, or ABZU, did a little bit of mushrooms over here. We'll now unlock this. It seems that we are giving our little bit of life to the world, and in return, we have saved this species. We will now move on to another section, and this will repeat somewhat itself, and you will continue doing this the whole game until things become a little bit more complicated towards the ending, but I don't want to spoil that for you. If you ever find yourself stuck, the game does a good job of telling you where to go. Honestly, I find it very hard for you to get stuck in this game. Some medusas over here. I can see some Unreal Engine working over here, definitely. I can see some similarities between other games, but for the most of it, ABZU has this very special kind of aesthetics. The game is made, or the game director, I should say, is the same one of Journey. You would tell that there are similarities between those. Hello, shark. Goodbye, Mr. Edward, that was with me. I'm now alone with Sweeney Todd over here. As you already should know, if you have been following me for a while, I am a sucker when it comes for beautiful games and very unique art styles. And I'm a sucker for this one, because it is exactly that. Now, from this point on, things become intriguing. What the heck is this thing? What is it doing here? Is this an alien? Is this something made by the human hand? What you do know is that whenever you go through one of these, you lose your robots, eaten by this triangle thing. And from this point on, we will go to a different section. This is how the game rolls. You play a section, you save a species, you might have to go through some puzzles, and you go on to the next section. And this is it. This is where the game throws at you some platforming. Some racing platforming, I can't even call it. Because you get into these currents, and you are able to catch these fishes. These packs of fishes. I'm pretty sure they're not called packs, but I cannot find any better name for it right now because my English is terrible. So I'll keep catching them like so, like Pokemons. I failed to catch that one. You can still go to the left and right in this section, and up and down. And I think you can swim faster if I press my fastening key. There we go, I got it. But I didn't get that fish over there. There's no such thing as in how many fishes did you get by the end of the game. There's no such thing as how many secrets did you find. I was pretty sure that would be something that you would get at the end of the game, together with the credits or something, but no. I have not seen any of that happening. And for a couple seconds, I will now shut up so that you can hear the soundtrack and how beautiful does it sound. Did anyone else get goosebumps from that? Anyone? Anyone got goose? No? Okay. Maybe that's just me because I'm a pansy. The looks, together with the moment, together with a fantastic soundtrack, it just gives me huge goosebumps in certain sections, and that was one of them. Here's one of those secrets you can get, I suppose. They're not really secrets, but they are things that you can get. I have no idea what are these useful for. I would say it encourages you to go out and explore the world, given that right now, the section of the world that is really explorable is this just center part over here. Underneath this rock over here, there is another passage, but it's blocked with some more corals. So I need to find some of those robots. Over here on this shark's statue is what they call meditation, and I have no idea what that means, but I suspect it is how you save the game. Press the touchpad button to meditate. I have no idea how to do that on my keyboard. I never found the use for that anyway, so I'll just continue, but this is how I reckon you save the game. So I'm gonna go and move over there to the cave, and maybe we'll find something that we actually need, like this little fella. So we now have another friend. Sweeney Todd is back. I'm trying to, at this point now, rush through the game so that you can see more and more until we reach a certain specific part of the game that I want to show you. And then we'll wrap things up over there. So I'm gonna go through this by asking Sweeney Todd to get rid of it. Now, you should be aware that there is more. There is more to explore. I am not, right now, doing my exploration. I'm not trying to find stuff in the world, which is what this game is all about. Gotta catch them all like Pokemons, but these are fishies. There is something over there on the left that we can pick up by doing this, I suppose? I failed it. Failed it, and I failed the fishies over here. There, on the left, you see the seashell? We failed it again. I'm even forgetting to catch the fishes because I'm just looking at the screen. The graphics, the fishes, the location. It's just marvelous to look at. The colors are beautiful too. And we had at some point to have a moment like this, didn't we? So another section ends the exact same way. Now you were gonna get to that tunnel over there, which will take you to a dreamy place once again. And this will unlock the orcas, even though they were already in the game, actually. Kind of weird, this effect. Water filling up water. But that's the way they have done it, and I guess that's a choice. Alright, one more gate unlocks, and we're getting into this one. Now, all of these sections, these parts now where you unlock the gates and you go in, are not exactly the same. So far, you kind of notice this pattern already. You go through a section, you unlock a species, and you go into a gate. Some of them have puzzles. Not too challenging though. If you are one of those guys that hate puzzles, you just want to turn off your brain and play a game, this should be it. It's not a small puzzle here and there, which ABZU has, that is gonna give you any troubles. The puzzles are very simple, they are no challenge at all. Alright, and we found another big pack of fish. You want me to go through all these fishes, so let's do that. It looks absolutely astonishing. I just feel like looking at it. This is a new wallpaper. This is one of those games where you make a lot of wallpapers for your computer throughout the whole journey. Let's dive into that triangle, which we have no idea what it is. And the game never really tells you. You gotta guess for yourself. It's not like there's text telling you. It's not like there's a voice telling you exactly what is the story. It's a metaphor for something else. It kind of gives you this chance to make your own ending and compare it to some other people. Alright, so from this point on, the game starts showing you stuff that you have never faced before. You can see this chain on the floor. over there I see a Sweeney Todd, so let's get it already. That's gonna be it for now. Officially, these are named Sweeney Todds, even though they have no skills in a barbershop. Maybe it's for the better. So in this huge, enormous section, you not only have those places over there to meditate. You see the shark statue up there, which I still have no idea what they are. You also have these to unlock and get the fishies. It seems that I've already unlocked this one. I've never been here before, so there's no chance I've ever unlocked this one unless I already played the game. And I did. So most surely what this means is if you play a second round in the game, if you go for a second playthrough, it seems that you get these already unlocked because you played it before. You get to know everything there is to do in the game when it comes to puzzles or things to interact with very early in the game, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. The game does a good job of keeping things fresh when it comes to aesthetics, when it comes to story, even though there's not a real story over here, but it keeps you intrigued to continue, move on, and know what's happening in this world. But when it comes to things to interact with, when it comes to challenges and puzzles to go through, the game keeps it very simple and it keeps it very similar from section to section. It just varies in terms of landscape and aesthetics. We haven't unlocked that gate, so let's go back. I'm interested in this game for how it looks, for how beautiful and different does it look from everything I've played before. Not to mention, it's an underwater experience, which I don't have much of. And that also might interest a lot of people. Even though, obviously, this is far from the real world. Okay, so let's continue through the gate and see what's the next section. Another place to unlock down there, but it seems I've already done it, because you can see the blue light on it. There is a minor replayability factor over here. You gotta go through it all again to unlock those places. Now, I'm not entirely sure if there's Steam achievements or how do you track the things that you unlock. I would say it must be that way. A shark statue over here where you can meditate, most likely. You spend most of the game chasing this shark, and you would believe it's the danger. The shark is gonna try to eat you at some point, but no, you are actually the one chasing it. Now, what does that mean? I am not gonna tell you, so that I don't spoil the story for you. And you can make your own mind about it. Another one of those dreamy places. Seems to be some kind of whales. I'm not really an expert in fishes, as you might have noticed, so I struggle in that department. So from here, you should expect the same thing that has been happening before. Looking at these glyphs on the wall, you see the shark, you see what might resemble yourself on the wall in those glyphs. This is another way of telling the story, I suppose, and I love it. Let's go through the door, which we now just opened. You can care about that, or you can not care at all, and just rather immerse yourself into the world and explore it. Alright, we see the other triangle, another one of those, which we should expect already whenever we finish one of those sections. And this should bring us to another one, completely new section again, together with the two Sweeney Todds. Actually, the two Sweeney Todds should stop over here. Not entirely sure if there's a bonuses if you bring two of them instead of just one. But they will never follow you to the next part of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, this is ABZU, and I think I've played enough to show you what is the game about, what is the game capable of, what kind of feelings might the game deliver. Now, I will say it again, and I'm not tired of saying it, it's not a game for everyone. And if you're looking for fighting mechanics, if you're looking for a huge challenge, you're not gonna find that here. What you are gonna find over here is big fracking whales. Cool aesthetics, a very unique art style. An experience like I've never had before, actually, underwater. I've never played any other underwater game that I can recall of. You're gonna find a beautiful music, a beautiful soundtrack, which resembles things like those areas in World of Warcraft where you have those calm, relaxing soundtracks. You are gonna find complicated controls if you don't get a gamepad yourself, but it's still playable. It's still absolutely perfectly playable. It was for me. I can move my character, by the way, in this section. We're now forced to follow the whales, but I can still manage my character a little bit. So if you love exploring in games, if you love unique art styles, just almost got eaten by this big whale. If you love this sense of freedom, even though the game is pretty much streamlined, you can never go too far or diverge too far from the main path that the game keeps you on, you are gonna certainly enjoy this game. Now, it's not a huge game by any stretch of the imagination. I finished it under 2 hours. Admittingly, I didn't try to find every single secret in the game. And I didn't try to get every single thing there is to explore. If you have been trying to hope for some things to kill you or challenges, that begins here. Here is where you become intrigued. What the frack are these things? And what the hell do they do to you? Well, they hurt. Do they kill you? No, they don't. The game does a good job of keeping you in the game, and it doesn't deliver a huge frustration. That's not the huge goal in the game. That's not the main goal. The main goal is to entertain you and to give you freedom to explore the way you like to. With some challenges, minor challenges. Right now in this section, I need to unlock yet another door. You should already expect that. But now I have these triangles which will try to stop me. How? Giving you a small pat in the back and knocking you down. That's basically what they do. They don't kill you at all. So this is ABZU. Now for the performance, I'm currently running the game at 70-ish frames per second. You have my PC specs on my About page here on YouTube. If I look just up, I have 120 frames per second. If I look down, if I look at all the species, obviously my frames per second will go down. Now I'm running everything at Ultra at 1440p, which is, you know, kind of hard for a 970, and the game still runs really, really well. I never had any problems with that, and I'm also right now recording the game. If I go back to the main menu, and if I tune down my settings, and the game from the very beginning told me to run things at high. I'm currently running things at Ultra. You also have low, medium, high. The game told me to run things at high, so I have no idea how much that will increase my frames per second, but let's test it out. So I'm going to put everything on high right now. And apply settings. And now I'm going to go back. Let's continue. Hopefully, you can still continue with the same, on the same path with these settings. It seems I can, yeah. So now I'm running on a higher frames per second, but not much. I currently have 85-ish. Ladies and gentlemen, this is ABZU by 505 Games, published by them and developed by Giant Squid. I can tell you, if it is not that expensive, obviously expensive has a different meaning for everyone, but if it is not that high, it is a very good game and I recommend it to the fullest. Let me know in the comment section, will you play ABZU? And if so, have you enjoyed it? Let me know in the comment section. I'll see you on the next one. Have a good day. Bye bye.